And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday night's live stream where I answer your questions about cell phone plans, helping you pick the best plan for your specific needs, help you figure out what network is going to give you the best coverage, and where to get the best deal on the newest or gently used phones. We've got just an incredible stream setup today. I mean, if you guys have been paying attention, we saw some phenomenal new plans launched by US Mobile. I'll be covering those, of course, in full detail. I even uncovered some things that they didn't mention in their initial Reddit post or announcement. So I'm excited to share those findings. And I'm trying to think if there was anything else big in the cellular space recently, but I think that's it. US Mobile's new plans, some updates for the best phone plan site, and tons of good stuff. So welcome to the live stream here. We've got a lot of people here already, so welcome. Blake is here. Blake, great to see you. Blake says instant incoming banger alert. Thank you so much. I'm excited. I think this is going to be a good one. We've got 95th Tower here. Welcome. Great to see you. Voodoo 1013, what is up? Kramer is here. We've got Max in the chat. Max, welcome. Great to see you here. Luke is here. Scott's here. Josh is here. Let's Do It is here. We've got Travis. Where am I? I'm here. Great to see you. Aspect, is it starting soon? It is starting soon. In fact, it has started. So great to see you. We've got Mark. Great to see you here as well, Mark. And let's see who else we have. We already have a super chat from Travis. Travis, thank you so much. Stetson, hi, longtime viewer, first-time caller. I have 568 points on CoverageMap Leaderboard, and LG number one has 15,390. Do you think I can catch up before the end of the month? Travis, yes, you absolutely can. For those of you curious, this is a mini side tangent. Of course, the CoverageMap website, we are building crowdsourced maps of the cellular networks. And this is really cool because it's not just like, is there coverage here? Is there no coverage here? It is like, what are the data speeds? What are you actually getting on each network? So this is just the CoverageMap site, and I'll pull that up for you here. And there it is. And yeah, again, all crowdsourced data, and you can zoom in. Let's just zoom into Texas or go to Dallas here. Fabulous area. A lot of people live in Dallas, and boom. I mean, you can see the actual data speeds people are getting. Click on any square, get the full details. What Travis is referring to is specifically the leaderboard. And so if you go in here and you go to the leaderboard, you can see we have a leaderboard of people competing for the number one spot. I will say, Travis, it does look like Jado is in the lead right now with a bit more than 568 points, 156,000 points. So you might, you could do it if you really put the effort in, but yeah, that's a lot of puntos right there. Maybe if you're talking about a regional leaderboard, right? So we have United States, you could do regional. Let's say maybe Colorado. I wonder who's winning there. Me and 10 Forest Falls battling it out. So anyway, I think you got it. And if you guys are interested, you can download the free CoverageMap app for more details on that. We do have another super chat coming in. Mark, as always, great to see you. Thank you, Stetson. Appreciate all that you share. Mark, thank you. Always great to see you in the chat today. Before we get too far in this stream is sponsored by my friends over at ISPTek. So I want to give them a shout out. If you guys are interested, ISPTek is one of the leading providers in cellular internet plans. So they offer cellular data plans on red, blue, pink, and green. So Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and US Cellular. They even offer Canada plans, which is kind of funny to see. And you can pick a bunch of different options here. They have sort of your classic tiered data plans where you get 1 to 10 gigs of data. They've got some plans here that are speed-based. So here you're getting, let me just check. Yeah, 300 gigs of, that's actually not bad. 300 gigs of data at 25 megabits per second for $95 a month on Verizon. This plan is going to give you 50 megabits per second for $136. And I mean, you can bump up to 100 megabits per second, 200 megabits per second, and really pick what option is best for you. AT&T, 25 megabits per second for $95. Again, pretty good values all around. And what's really, really cool about ISPTek is there's no geo-locking. So you can use these internet plans anywhere across the United States in your compatible cellular router. And this could be a great option for digital nomads. Anyone looking, is this Canada? Yeah, I was like, why are the prices so expensive? It's Canada that tracks. Guys, wow, Canada is expensive. 500 gigs for $1,015. But the US, the plans are quite good. And again, no geo-locking. You can use these anywhere. Tons of data options. And then, yeah, the unlimited basic. What is this? On Blue, AT&T, Blue unlimited basic, $100 a month. This is actually just truly unlimited QCI9 data on AT&T. So if you're looking for a home internet solution, this is probably one of my top picks that they offer. Truly unlimited data on AT&T. It's not throttled, no geo-locking, and it's just QCI9 for $100 a month. Anyway, if you're interested, you can find ISPTek linked in the video description, and thank you to ISPTek for sponsoring tonight's stream. All right, let's see what else we have cooking in the chat, and then I think we should probably dive in. Get your bag, Stetson. We know the best plans already. ABTZZ. Oh, man. I think we do. I think we do. Travis is saying AT&T is GOAT. Aspect is asking, what is the point of ISPTek? I mean, it's really just like fixed wireless fixed wireless plans. You can throw them in your cellular router. They also do some really cool tech with bonding. So you can get a cellular router that supports dual SIM, have a SIM on AT&T, a SIM on Verizon. And what ISPTek is going to do is combine those two data streams to give you even faster speeds. So let's say you get 100 down on AT&T and maybe 100 down on Verizon. Instead of being capped at 100 megabits per second, I mean, unless you sign up for one of those plans, but they'll allow you to aggregate those connections and do maybe like 150, 160 megabits per second over both networks. Really cool stuff. Anyway, you can check them out if you're interested. Link in the video description. P1X Vids already diving into questions about US Mobile. Is it true US Mobile Unlimited Starter Warp is now deprioritized? I saw it changed on the Best Phone Plans website, and also Visible Base versus Visible Plus. P1X Vids, it turns out you are absolutely correct. US Mobile did have one big change to their plans, and that was related to the priority data. So it turns out Unlimited Starter is now deprioritized. We can actually pull that up on the Best Phone Plans website right now, so you can take a look at the new plan details. But the situation is, I guess the US Mobile updated their contract with Verizon, and the unlimited starter plan is now deprioritized on Warp. And it was deprioritized already on Lightspeed and Darkstar. So pretty much bringing it in line. But you do now get double the data. There's just so many good updates here. 70 gigabytes of high-speed data, and then unlimited at 1 megabit per second on Warp. That is double what you got before. It is deprioritized now. You know, a little bit sad to see that go, but still a great value plan. And then you get 10 gigabytes of high-speed hotspot. And of course, you have options to add a smartwatch or a tablet line as well. Then pretty good international features. But I think, yeah, and ABTZ is bringing up a really good point. People who are on the plan will remain grandfathered in at QCI 8. And the change is going into effect August 18th. So it turns out if you sign up today through August 17th and you activate on the Warp network, which is Verizon, you will get QCI 8, which is priority data on US Mobile. But if you activate after, I think it's on or after August 18th, that's when you're going to be deprioritized. But Travis is saying, I think people should move to QCI 10. Travis, they don't even have a QCI 10. QCI 9 is the bottom. And I will also mention, in terms of the grandfathered situation, Blake was also asking about that. If you are an existing US Mobile customer and you switch to the Warp network between now and, again, like August 17th, I think is that last day you want to do it, then you will be grandfathered in as well. And it's going to be on a per line basis. So if one line on an account does it, that line will be grandfathered into the priority data, but the other lines on the account that may not have done that, they will be deprioritized. So keep that in mind. I don't think it's really that big of a deal at the price point, but is worth considering. Yeah, let's do it. So I think officially the announcement is that on August 18th is when the new changes go into effect, and I wouldn't want anyone to miss that. So I'm saying August 17th, get those changes in. MCC Tube, how's Trump Mobile going? It is It is going. I've been in an email discourse with support trying to rescue my phone number. The current status is I haven't heard from support in over a week now. The phone number that I had active for the video is no longer active, and that is because I deleted the eSIM from the phone to try and reinstall it, because I thought that's what support said, to try and get the original phone number back. And the original phone number that I ported is still gone. So it's a work in progress. It's been over a month. The good news is I haven't been billed again yet. So we'll see. That will be a fun update coming soon. Jordan, light dark mode for CoverageMap coming soon. Jordan, I have fabulous news for you. It turns out the website version already has it. So check this out. If you go to CoverageMap.com, you're like, wow, this coverage is awesome. You can actually go ahead and click the menu button, top left, that hamburger menu, and this toggle right here, unsuspecting. Bam, you are now in light mode. And sorry, I just blinded everyone with light mode, but I do think it looks really nice. We tried to make both light mode and dark mode look excellent for all the different carriers here. And yeah, so super easy, and you can switch between the different networks. All the colors should look really good. So yeah, light mode is here. We're gonna go back to dark mode. Travis is saying his eyes are burning. Travis, sorry about that. We'll go back to dark mode here. Chris Duffy. This is an interesting question. How would the teleport affect someone who is active on Darkstar using FULLSPEED promo? So Chris, great question. For those curious, what is the FULLSPEED promo, right? I think US Mobile is still offering it, so we can pull that up and just give you the latest details on that. Yep, boom, they got it. So let's throw that up right now. So the FULLSPEED promo is when you're paying month to month for unlimited premium, and you can see you get it for, instead of $44 a month, you get it for $35 a month with code FULLSPEED. This is for your first 12 months, Darkstar only. Of course, US Mobile does support their free network transfers. So it's kind of this like confusing area where, all right, I got the promo, but if I switch networks, what happens to the promo? Chris, the truth is I'm not 100% sure what the answer is. I believe on the annual version of the plan, you have to be at 36 days or fewer in order to maintain the promotional price. And that would be for those annual discounts US Mobile has going on. So if you miss those, that's the buy one plan, get one free. Like these kinds of promotions on the annual plan, you've got to stay basically on Darkstar, and then you can switch, but only for up to like 30, I think it's like 36 days total. And it would be worth probably double checking with support on that. The month-to-month plan, I'm genuinely unsure, and it probably would be worth clarifying with support. Chris, I'll be honest, if you're on Darkstar and it's working for you, I don't think there's anything you need to worry about. Plus, it turns out the unlimited premium plan is actually keeping its priority data. So, man, all right, let's go back. Sorry about that. If we go to the full breakdown here, and I'll do a breakdown of all the changes in just a few minutes here, maybe answer a couple more questions before diving in. US Mobile has varies by network, so you can click that, get the full plan details. And when you go to Warp, this is where things are changing. You can see that, where do we have priority data? So right now, I guess they haven't updated this, which, it makes sense. The changes haven't gone live yet. But what we're expecting to see is unlimited flex, unlimited starter, and by the gig. Those plans will be dropping from QCI 8 to QCI 9. So that's going to be deprioritized data. However, as I understand it, US Mobile is keeping their unlimited premium plan at QCI 8. So you'll still get priority data on unlimited premium. I don't think you really need to worry about that at the moment, especially if you're on that unlimited premium plan. So I hope that is helpful. We got some other super chats coming in. Kramer, thank you so much for your generosity and support. Thoughts on the new unlimited premium Lightspeed? Oh, you know what, Kramer? I think this question is the perfect time to launch into the changes. What is new with US Mobile? I have been working on a video, and I thought, why not give you guys a sneak peek at the video and show you some pretty fancy graphics. So let's pull those up on screen right now. And Kramer, this is going to answer your question, I think. So There were big changes at US Mobile. Number one, they went from 100 gigs to truly unlimited data on, 100 gigs to truly unlimited data on Lightspeed and on Warp. They also launched a $25 truly unlimited data plan. We'll cover that in a moment. This is crazy good in terms of value. They also doubled international data from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes in supported countries on the plans. They decreased the cost of their international roaming add-on down from $45 to $30, which is nice to see. And yeah, crazy good upgrades. Timeline-wise, we saw US Mobile launch on T-Mobile in 2014, Verizon in 2017, and then AT&T in 2024. And as they've been growing in popularity, getting new customers, they've been able to renegotiate their rates with the big carriers to give you better and better deals. Now, US Mobile isn't allowed to say T-Mobile, they're not allowed to say Verizon, and they're not allowed to say AT&T, so they made up their own names, and that is how come we have these fun names, the nicknames for the network. So we've got Lightspeed on T-Mobile, Warp on Verizon, and Darkstar on AT&T. So if you've ever wondered what people are talking about, what they're referring to when someone says the Lightspeed network or the Warp network, or they're talking about Darkstar, this is what they mean. They're talking about T-Mobile on Lightspeed, Warp on Verizon, and AT&T is Darkstar. So US Mobile becoming very popular, making more and more changes, helping you get more data at better prices. And this latest set of updates, guys, it's absolutely crazy. I don't know if US Mobile found a genie in a bottle or what in some like back corner of their office, but these plan upgrades, I think, are some of the best we have ever seen, at least some of the best I have ever seen. So let's go ahead and start with Lightspeed. There are 3 key changes to the new Lightspeed plan. So number one, data increased. Went from 100 gigs of high-speed data to truly unlimited high-speed data. Number 2, Canada and Mexico data doubled from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes. And number 3, international data doubled from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes in the 180 supported countries. Now, I was curious about the international data, so I dug deeper for you guys. And it turns out there were some additional changes US Mobile didn't highlight. So here's what changed. 163 countries, exactly, went from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with included talk and text. There were 17 new countries added to the Lightspeed network, all with 20 gigabytes, 200 minutes, and 250 texts. And it turns out there were 15 countries that were removed. So a little bit of shakeup in the international space. And of course, you can go to US Mobile's website and check what countries are supported. In terms of today's standings, what this means is on the new plan, you're getting 20 gigabytes, 200 minutes, and 250 texts in those 180 supported countries, and 17 countries are not supported. Overall, massive upgrades, and I think this makes their Lightspeed plan, we'll talk about this in just a moment, but one of the best value plans for international data roaming currently available on the market. Next, we've got, so there's a plan, one of the best available, that's what I was talking about, Warp. All right, we're on Warp. Again, 3 key changes between the old Warp plan and the new Warp plan. Change number 1, high-speed data. It increased from 100 gigabytes and then 100 gigabytes of high speed and then unlimited at 1 megabit per second to truly unlimited high-speed data. That is correct. As I understand it, US Mobile is keeping priority data on Verizon. I will be sure to double check this, but unlimited priority on Verizon. Awesome to see. 50 gigs of hotspot, that's the same. The second big change is going to be that international data again, doubling from 10 gigs to 20 gigs in Canada and Mexico, and doubling from 10 gigs to 20 gigs in 12 countries. But it turns out there was something unique with the international setup on US Mobile. So for Warp, what happened? They did double, and it's 12 countries and 1 region. So that's why it's 13 countries here. So it doubled in those supported countries from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with talk and text. However, before, US Mobile actually used to offer free data-only eSIMs in 91 countries. It turns out these are no longer available. And the breakdown here was you got 1 gig free in 39 countries, 3 gigs in 1 country, 5 gigs in 8 countries, and 10 gigs in 43 countries. These are no longer available, which is disappointing. But there's a big upgrade. US Mobile says, US Mobile says 112 countries are coming soon. And as I understand it, this will be native roaming with, I believe, the 20 gigabytes of high-speed data, 200 minutes, and 250 texts. Ron B is asking, when does this start on US Mobile? Ron, it turns out all of the plan changes we are covering right now, except for the change in the priority data, are live on US Mobile's website. So if you go to US Mobile's website, I believe, someone correct me if I'm wrong, actually, now that I'm saying this out loud, because we go to more plan details. Let's just go to Warp, and we go to premium data. No, Ron, everything is live. So you can see unlimited premium has been upgraded to truly unlimited data on the Warp network and on Lightspeed. Boom, that's been upgraded. And we'll get into some of the other changes going forward, but there's also that new $25 unlimited plan. So all of these upgrades are currently available right now, today. The only change that hasn't been put in place yet is that change in QCI. So everything is available right now. And Korea is saying, yeah, it's either that or August 1st. But looking at the website, looks like all the new plans with the increased data allotments, those are live right now. All right, what else has changed? So that was Warp, really good value. Again, quick summary of old. Before you had the included roaming, and then you had those free eSIMs. The new, currently, it's 13 countries that got doubled to 20 gigabytes, and then 170 not supported. Again, we have 112 additional countries coming soon, but until that launches, this is what the setup is. This brings us to Darkstar, probably one of the most competitive plan offerings US Mobile has ever had, and it's incredible. Darkstar, only, I think, 2 changes here. Yeah, actually just one change. One change, guys. Just one change here on Darkstar. International roaming, it went from up to 20 gigs in 49 countries. The new setup is 20 gigs in 77 countries. Per usual, quick full breakdown here. So 21 countries doubled from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with talking text included. We had 29 countries go from 10 gigs only to 20 gigs only. We had 2 countries go from 10 gigs with talk and text to 20 gigs data only, kind of an interesting change. And then we had 2 countries that were actually not available and became available. So US Mobile added countries to Darkstar. Really, really strong lineup for international roaming on Darkstar. Excuse the duplicate animation there. And then here you go. Old setup, new setup. New setup, like it's simplified, easier to understand. 77 countries give you talk, text, and data roaming with up to 20 gigabytes. Actually, with 20 gigabytes, not up to. Everything is 20 gigs now. 40 countries give you 20 gigabytes of data only, and 66 countries are not supported. So really strong on Darkstar. And those are the new plans. You can see unlimited high-speed data across the board on US Mobile Unlimited Premium. You're getting unlimited priority on Darkstar, AT&T, unlimited priority on Warp, Verizon. You're getting 200 gigs of high-speed hotspot data on Darkstar, AT&T, and that is tiered: 100 gigs full speed, 100 gigs 8 megabits per second, and then unlimited at 600 kilobits per second thereafter. 50 gigs on Warp and Lightspeed, 4K streaming on Darkstar, and again, those international features that we already covered in detail. So really, really awesome plans. Really, really awesome plans. I'm just looking at the chat now. I think the big question at this moment is, how do US Mobile's plans stack up against the competition? Well, we are literally going to stack them up and compare them to the competition. So looking at the best plans from the big carriers, US Mobile stacks up really, really well. You can see their Darkstar version of their plan is right in line with the big plans, the major plans from the big carriers. You're getting unlimited priority. You're getting some of the most hotspot data available on these best plans. You're getting 4K video streaming. You are not able to add a watch on Darkstar, but you are able to add a tablet line starting at $10 for 2 gigabytes and superb international roaming features. In fact, I think US Mobile actually has better international roaming than the big carriers. So check this out. US Mobile on Darkstar, well, it's going to be their Lightspeed plan, which I don't have. But Darkstar is giving you 20 gigabytes. That is 5 gigs more than both Verizon and T-Mobile in 77 countries. So the countries is a limiting factor. Verizon, 210, T-Mobile, 215. But again, US Mobile, just a phenomenal value. Biggest thing here, under half the price. instead of spending literally over $100 on T-Mobile, over $90 on the other plans, $44 a month. Really, really good value. And if you take a look at the Warp plan, this one, it drops the hotspot a little bit, but it does include an Apple Watch line for free, which is really nice to see. So just a superb value from US Mobile. Looking at the prepaid plans, and it's kind of interesting. So Cricket, strong contender on AT&T, but $55 a month. I think you can get a better value from US Mobile with their $44 price point. Mint, this is actually shocking, you guys. I don't think I have a slide for this yet, but Mint Mobile, $32.67 per month for their unlimited annual plan. Yep, I don't have a slide for that. So hang on one second. We'll go back. US Mobile. If you get US Mobile's annual plan, it is $32.50 per month. Am I lagging right now? Sorry about that. US Mobile Unlimited Premium, $32.50 per month. This is cheaper than Mint Mobile's Unlimited plan and gives you more hotspot data, 5 times more hotspot data, way better international features, and it's a better price. So I think this is actually shocking to me. I couldn't believe it when I was doing this out. I think US Mobile Unlimited Premium is actually now the best value, specifically the annual plan. It is the best value unlimited plan you can get on the T-Mobile network. I didn't expect to say that. I thought Mint had that crown for sure. And to Mint's credit, we'll give them a shout out here. They're currently offering 50% off their unlimited plan. This is an unbeatable value, right? You can get 12 months of unlimited data on Mint Mobile for $15 a month. This is unstoppably good. Probably the second best deal we've ever seen in the prepaid space. The only thing that I'm thinking that comes close to this is going to be that bye-bye T-Mo offer that Total Wireless had, okay? But when this goes back to that full price, $30 a month, US Mobile is going to be a better deal. It's going to give you about the same price after all taxes and fees. US Mobile, taxes and fees included, Mint, taxes and fees extra, and US Mobile is going to give you more. It's going to be a better experience. Kramer says US Mobile makes AT&T look like a scam. US Mobile has superb plans on their Dark Star network. That is what I will say. We also have another super chat from Johnny Boy here. Johnny's asking, when you add a second network for $10, is it unlimited now as well, or the same 100 gigabytes? Johnny, that is a fabulous question. And let me just quickly pull up the information here for you. So let me sign into my account. And we still haven't gotten to the $25 truly unlimited plan. Like, it's just such a good value. All right, one second here. Okay, signing in now. All right, Johnny Boy, we can now answer your question. So, US Mobile, they offer something called a multi-network add-on. When you go to the dashboard, you can add a second network to your plan. Now, before, this was $10, and it is still $10, but US Mobile is now giving you 2 cycles for completely free. This is available right now for all existing US Mobile customers on the unlimited starter plan and on the unlimited premium plan. And what this does is if you signed up on the AT&T network, you can add a second network for completely free for 2 months, and you'll be able to switch between both of those networks on device. Now, Johnny Boy, to answer your specific question, the way this multi-network add-on works is you're getting 100 gigabytes of shared multi-network data. That's how I describe this. So the data pool is still 100 gigabytes, and that means, let me go full screen so I can better explain this. So you get a 100 gigabyte pool of the shared data, the multi-network data. That's what I'm going to call it. And that means as you're using data throughout your billing cycle, you can switch between whatever networks you want. And the moment you hit 100 gigabytes, that is the end of your multi-network pool, and you will continue getting unlimited data only on the primary line that you signed up for service on. So if you signed up on AT&T and you add Verizon, you get 100 gigabytes of the multi-network pool where you can switch between AT&T and Verizon as much as you want. And the moment you use 100 gigabytes, then you will continue getting unlimited data only on the AT&T network. That is how the multi-network add-on works. Again, instead of being $10, right now it is free for 2 cycles. So if you haven't tried it, now is probably one of the best times possible to go ahead and try that multi-network add-on. Increases your coverage. You do need a dual SIM phone, and I can kind of show you what this will look like here. So here I have a phone in dual SIM. This isn't US Mobile specifically, but it'll give you kind of that general idea. You can see it has T-Mobile on the top and Verizon on the bottom. This is exactly what yours would say. Both would probably just end up saying US Mobile. And I made a video on how to make a handy shortcut where if you just tap it, I actually can't see that, they will swap instantaneously. And you can see, what does that say? Verizon is now on the top and T-Mobile is now on the bottom. So just with the tap of the shortcut, you can change what network your phone is using for cellular data. This is an awesome way to basically improve coverage. Or if you're in an area where one network is slow, boom, you just tap that, you switch to the other network, and you can potentially be getting faster data speed. So that is the multi-network add-on. Still 100 gigabytes to answer your question, Johnny Boy. So I hope that is helpful. We have not gotten to that $25 unlimited plan, so let's quickly go through that now. This is a fun animation for me to make, so I'm excited for this. These are the old unlimited starter plans, okay? I want you to pay attention basically just to the data. 35 gigs of high-speed data on Lightspeed, 35 gigs of high-speed data on Warp, 70 gigs of high-speed data on Darkstar. So what did US Mobile do? What did they ask this mysterious genie to do to their plans? Boom. They doubled the high-speed data on Lightspeed and Warp. Instead of 35 gigs, you now have 70 gigabytes, matching perfectly with Darkstar, except one more thing. Take a look at Darkstar, the 70 gigabytes. Bam, that's right. They upgraded Darkstar to truly unlimited high-speed data for just $25 per month. That was a presentation. So these are the new plans. I mean, just unbelievable. All right, we're going to exit out of that. That is as far as I got in making that presentation, as you can tell. But a really, really cool value. And I think, like, when you look at these new plans, so these are all live, again, today on US Mobile's website. I can't even believe they're doing this, you guys. It's absolutely insane. So if we go to US Mobile's website, you go to plans, you will see all of these plan changes have taken effect. They're advertising unlimited high-speed data on unlimited starter, uncapped on Darkstar. That is in effect. If you go to their plan details, you can see that on Warp, again, 70 gigs, Lightspeed, 70 gigs, just a truly phenomenal value. And what is blowing my mind is US Mobile is somehow still offering their promotion where if you buy one plan, you get one free. So that means if you buy the unlimited annual premium plan, which is now, in my opinion, the best value plan on, I would say it's the best value plan, period, on AT&T and on T-Mobile. You will not find a better plan than this. If you buy this plan, which is one of the best value plans, then you will get an unlimited starter line for free. And again, this is now truly unlimited on the AT&T network, on Darkstar. I don't think you can find a better deal than this. This is, in my opinion, the answer to Visible, right? We have had Visible offering truly unlimited data on Verizon for a while now for $25 a month, right? With Visible Base, their base plan. $25 a month, truly unlimited data. We didn't really have anything on AT&T, right? I mean, we had Cricket's unlimited plan, but it's an annual plan. There's no hotspot, 480p video, not a really compelling offer. And now, US Mobile Unlimited Starter Darkstar. It's a little bit of a long plan name, a little bit of a mouthful, but this is the answer to Visible on the AT&T network. $25 a month, truly unlimited, 20 gigs of high-speed hotspot data, 720p video. That's going to be a little bit better than Cricket. You can still add a tablet line and just you have the options for purchasing add-ons for international data roaming. And I'll be honest, I do think I need to update these in terms of what's supported, because I think there are more countries available now. But there you go. So those are US Mobile's plan upgrades. The biggest downgrade that I didn't talk about that you should know about is, again, the change in priority on Warp. So that is the Verizon network. It turns out by the gig plans, these are going to be deprioritized now on all networks, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. So Verizon is now went from priority data to deprioritized. Unless you activate from today to August 17th is what I'm going to say. If you activate now, you will get priority data on Verizon on a 5G phone. And then same thing for unlimited starter. So unlimited starter used to be priority, and actually unlimited flex too. Unlimited flex used to be priority on Verizon. Unlimited starter used to be priority on Verizon. Starting August 18th, those will be deprioritized. So that is the one downgrade. Not too big of a deal in my opinion, but something to be mindful of. All right, I think we should dive into Q&A. You listen to me talk and give the presentation, so thank you for that. Let's see what we got cooking in the chat. So thank you so much. Travis says, Stetson, that animation just changed my outlook on life and the world. Thank you, Travis. You are most welcome. It changed my outlook on everything, too. It was really a transcendental experience sitting here with Apple Keynote, playing with the animations. And when I saw that pop animation, I just knew we had it. I mean, that was the one. Mark gave a sticker. Thank you so much, Mark. Appreciate you. Addy US, hi. What cellular offers the best coverage in Michigan? That Addy, is a big question. Thankfully, there are some resources that can help us out. So, CoverageMap.com, great site for checking coverage. Let's just do the whole state of Michigan. Addy, it's really helpful. It's really helpful if I know how to spell Michigan. Can I just do MI? Is that no? That's Missouri. I'm gonna say Michigan is spelled like that, and hopefully the website helps me. But we'll find out. Yeah, it depends. Eva Cody 124 is saying depends. It's a toss-up between Verizon and AT&T. Wow, website being slow today. Let's give this whole site a refresh. Could be my internet too. I feel like I've been having slow internet problems all day today. Or it could be spelling Michigan wrong. Let me check that. Okay, I was spelling it wrong. It's not Michigan, it's Michigan. Michigan. Wait. No, it's Michigan. All right, let me just try. Okay. There it is, Michigan. Boom. Thank you for your patience. All right, Addy, let's take a look. So this is for the entire state of Michigan. AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, and Dish are all available in Michigan. Coverage-wise, AT&T has the biggest footprint, 91% coverage. Verizon is in second, 79.5%. T-Mobile in third, 65.2%. Dish in fourth, 18.6%. Now, something to keep in mind is if you do sign up for a Dish Wireless or Boost Mobile plan, it will actually roam on AT&T. And so there's this weird possibility that going with Dish will potentially be a better experience than going with AT&T because you'll get the slightly faster speeds in areas with the native Dish network. And then anywhere you don't have Dish coverage, you'll just be roaming on AT&T, which has pretty reasonable speeds. Speaking of data speeds, what network is fastest? T-Mobile will be the fastest. Probably it's going to be best in cities is my guess. AT&T is in second. Dish is in second. Then we've got AT&T in third and, Verizon in third, AT&T in fourth. Reliability-wise, looks like T-Mobile is scoring up there, but based on what some people have commented, I would say probably AT&T and Verizon. If I were in your shoes, I'd probably go with one of those two carriers. We just covered literally the best value plans on the AT&T network. So, maybe consider giving one of these a try. And as we were talking about earlier, what you could consider doing, right, is signing up with the unlimited premium plan. This is honestly Guys, this is unreal. So what you can do, you can sign up for unlimited premium, get it for $35 a month with code FULLSPEED, and then you can go into your dashboard, find the line that you activate, and you can add a second network for just $10. Again, 10 months after your 2-cycle free trial. And then, Addy, what you can do is you could be rocking both AT&T and Verizon in Michigan. You'd probably have the best coverage there is. But yeah, I hope that is helpful in terms of what you need. Let me know if you have a specific region. We can also take a look at the map and look at specific coverage and reported data speeds in Michigan. And this is the data speeds that people are reporting, but we can also look at the signal strength map. It looks like Detroit is going to be very well covered, but if you're in one of the more rural areas outside of Detroit, that's where it might make sense to kind of consider some multi-network options, at least. I mean, look at T-Mobile here. Looks like it's either more sparse or T-Mobile is underestimating how far their towers will propagate. AT&T, I mean, similar story. So I hope that is helpful. We got a couple more super chats coming in. Let's actually do Michael Job. Thank you so much for your generosity and support, Michael. Hi, Stetson. Love your videos. What would you do with the Mint $15 a month annual promo or a Lightspeed plan on US Mobile? Well, Michael, I mean, both are phenomenal options. I would say it does kind of come down to what your needs are. Me personally, look, I love US Mobile's dashboard. Where is this? Back to my lines. This is beautiful. I love how you can see your data usage. It looks like I have no usage metrics. I don't think I've used this line, going to be honest, in quite a while, but I love getting this kind of breakdown. I think it's really helpful. Makes it super easy to, again, add that second network. You can easily transfer your eSIM to a new phone. You can switch networks. US Mobile just has a lot of cool tools at your fingertips. That said, it is more expensive than Mint's pricing. So the truth is, I would go for Mint right now. Okay, this is an unbeatable value. It's still going to be truly unlimited data. It's the same deprioritized data. 10 gigs of hotspot, I think, is plenty for my personal needs. If you did need more hotspot data, all right, that's when maybe it makes sense to go with US Mobile because you could get the 50 gigs of hotspot on unlimited premium. But again, unlimited premium, if you go with the annual option, it's still going to be $33 a month. That's the Darkstar one. Where's Lightspeed here? Oh, I think it's because I have Darkstar. Let's throw in Lightspeed. Yeah, it's still going to be $32.50 a month. So that's over double Mint. Yeah, I think, look, Michael, if I'm in your shoes, I would easily sign up for Mint Mobile. I think this value on the T-Mobile network, simply unbeatable. Simply unbeatable. Eva Cody 124, thank you so much for your generosity and support. I really appreciate it. For those already on US Mobile Starter, they're going to be grandfathered in, so it will stay QCI for them as long as they get more data. Yes, that's correct. Correct. So as long as you are an existing US Mobile customer on the Warp network and you keep your line active, you will just continue getting priority data on US Mobile on Warp. I believe you can even switch plans. Don't quote me on this. Someone should double check, but I believe you can switch plans and the priority data flag is tied to your line. And so once you, like if you grandfather yourself in, you're getting priority data now, then after August 18th, you should still, at least as I understand it, you should still be able to switch plans and keep that priority flag if you were to switch back between networks, between Warp and other networks, or between plans. All right, what else we got cooking? Tommy Shields, thank you so much for your generosity and support. Tommy says, hi, Stet. US Mobile is awesome for connecting to multiple networks, but do you ever see them hopping the networks without having to reactivate your SIM like Pronto Boot you mentioned last week? Ooh, got you. So, Tommy, my answer is no. I don't know a lot when it comes to the network hopping or the real-time network switching on a single SIM card. I think it is way too complicated for them to do. Like, theoretically, they have very smart engineers. I'm sure the engineers can figure it out. I don't think it's worth the time investment it would take for that feature, especially now that all of our phones have dual SIM. You can easily have two networks active at the same time. Like, this is just such a simple setup, in my opinion. And even with Pronto Mobile that we talked about last week, And I'll show those guys right now on screen. They are advertising this incredibly cool feature where you sign up and you literally just push a button. Let's see. I would love to just have that animation somewhere. That is it. Wait, right. Boom. You hit that button, switch networks. Let's pause. Boom. Okay, let's try one more time. Boom. Switch networks. And the pro to this, one SIM card, very nice. The biggest con to this is that there's downtime. The phone literally needs to like cycle between an entirely new cellular connection. And that's a little bit annoying. Whereas, I mean, I actually think I think US Mobile's implementation is better. It only gives you 2 networks, but you switch with just the tap of a button. Oops, I dismissed everything. You switch with just the tap of a button. And what could be easier than that? I think it's awesome. Now, that said, the potential upside to Pronto Mobile is they might be able to predictively switch your plan without you having to do anything, right? So let's say you go to your office and at your workplace environment, T-Mobile is the best, but at home, Verizon is the best. There's a hypothetical possibility on Pronto Mobile where as you're driving to work, boom, your phone auto switches to T-Mobile. Then when you leave work and you drive home, boom, it auto switches back to Verizon. So that could be really cool, and there still could be some really awesome upsides to Pronto, but I think US Mobile will not do that. And as I said, I think their current implementation is honestly awesome. Wow, Jordan, thank you so much for your generosity and support. Completely different question. Advice for starting a tech YouTube channel. That is a fantastic question, Jordan. I would say I've been doing YouTube for a while. The biggest piece of advice I can say is make videos about stuff that you're excited about, because if you're not excited about it, it gets boring and hard. If you're going to invest in gear, the best gear that I personally have invested in, I'm trying to see if it's nearby. It is not. 2 best pieces. Number 1, a good microphone. People will listen to good audio and watch lower quality video. They will not tolerate poor audio. I mean, just think about it. We have podcasts, right? But we don't have silent movies anymore. So I would highly, highly recommend considering to invest in audio if you're going to invest in equipment. The second piece of gear, it's over there. I'll get it for you. It's one of these. It is a teleprompter. This one is by Best View, and if it looks like, wow, you can see my messy desk. Let me tilt this up. Well, it's got a mirror, so you can see how it works. But if it looks like I am reading a script in my videos, it's because I am. And that just makes it so much easier versus talking off the cuff. The other thing, I'd say tech number 3 would be lights. Hopefully it looks like this is reasonably well lit, and I think that really helps. You can have great lighting with a budget camera and get an awesome result. So those are some things I would think about. Just make videos about what you're excited about and get started is what I would say. I mean, making videos and publishing them is probably the hardest step, and the more and more you do, the easier it gets and the better your videos get, and you learn a lot. You know, maybe a few people watch the early videos, but that's expected. If you go back to the start of this channel a decade ago, I mean, it is crazy. I'm not even going to show it, but all the videos are still there. You can see me in high school with a like way higher pitched voice. It's awesome. Just like making videos for fun. And like fun fact, this channel used to be a card trick channel. I was really into card tricks for a bit before I got into tech. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful, Jordan. That's what I would say. Mic, lights, teleprompter, make videos about stuff you're excited about, and like just start. And yeah, you can do a talking head format. You can do graphics. I use Apple Keynote for all my graphics. But that's what I would say. Tommy Shields, audio is important. 100%. 100%. Zach is asking, can't you use shortcut automations to do that with the swap shortcut? Zach, my mind is blown. So what Zach is suggesting, everyone, is that you use Apple's automations to potentially run that swap data shortcut. I would say either at set times of day based on when you're anticipating to be at work or at home, or potentially automatically based on location. I am definitely not a shortcuts expert. Someone else has way more knowledge than I do on how to set that up, but that could be absolutely epic. Stoner27 for BOGO premium users, is there a limitation for transfer from Darkstar? Yes, so we did talk about that a little bit earlier in the stream. So for transferring networks, it turns out there is a 36-day limit. I don't think I have a tab. I'm just looking to see if I have anything open. Yeah, I don't. But it turns out there is a 36-day limit. So I believe you need to keep the primary line you have active on Darkstar for pretty much, what is that, like 90% of the time, and you can only switch to a different network or have it be off network for, I think, up to 36 days. Now, I'll be honest, Stoner27, I don't think US Mobile's network transfer tool is that good. And the reason I say that, it's not that it's bad, it's just there's way more downtime involved. Compared to, like, when I look on Reddit, I see a lot of people posting, hey, I tried to do the network transfer. For those of you curious, so US Mobile has two features. They have their add second network feature. That's the one I love. This is what I talk about. That's what I would encourage you to get. They also have the switch network feature. And if you go to switch networks, this allows you to transfer the SIM card you have to a different network. And the way this is working is it's effectively doing an internal port where you would switch from your current network, in this case AT&T, to, one second here, before we get started, next, to, and you could pick either Warp, Verizon, or Lightspeed T-Mobile. However, again, because what's happening here is you are effectively doing an internal number port. You are porting from your previous carrier to a new carrier that happens to be just within US Mobile, or one network to the other network. Like any number port, that can take time. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 2 hours, multiple days. That's a little bit more of a hassle, in my opinion, versus just, again, having that button where you can swap networks with a tap. So I would encourage you to stay on Darkstar and then switch networks, or do that add-on if you're able to. Jackson Cosmic, what network has the best coverage in Indianapolis, Indiana? Jackson, this is a, first of all, great name and a fabulous question. Let's go ahead and find out. We're just going to head over to the good old trusty CoverageMap website. We'll paste in Indianapolis, Indiana. Let's go to Indianapolis. Are you ready for the reveal? All right, wow. Looks like we're seeing 100% coverage across the board. AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, and even Dish. So it's probably going to come down to data speeds. Here, AT&T boasting the fastest data speeds, 235.5 megabits per second. T-Mobile in second, Verizon in third, and Dish unfortunately in last in this location. 10 out of 10 reliability on both AT&T and Verizon. Jackson, if I'm in your shoes, I am probably signing up for AT&T first. I'm testing it out. I'm seeing how it is. And based on that, if it works, I think it's going to be awesome. If it turns out it's not working as well as you expect, I'd probably go to Verizon second because it's still giving you very fast speeds and really good reliability. So that's what I would suggest. Yeah, I hope that's helpful. Tommy Shields, wow, a rare win for AT&T. Yeah, it's true. I was looking or wondering, what areas across the U.S. is AT&T the best? It looks like we found one, Indianapolis, Indiana. Douglas D. Ashley. Douglas, welcome to the live stream. Great to see you here. Hi, Stetson. I understand you went to Ithaca College. I'm a 1976 IC alumni, trying to learn how to get a good price for a new iPhone 16 Pro and a plan in Stuart, Florida. Thank you. Douglas, I did go to Ithaca College. Great to connect with you. Let's see if we can help you out. Get an awesome deal on the iPhone 16 Pro in Florida. So first, let's check coverage. We want to make sure you're getting on a network with good service where you live. So let's go ahead and plug in Stuart, Florida here just to see how the networks stack up. I have a feeling that in Florida, it's going to be pretty good. Wow. All right. This is interesting. So we've got Verizon with the most coverage, 100%, AT&T in second, T-Mobile third, Dish fourth. In terms of data speeds, a little bit more mixed. T-Mobile in second, T-Mobile in first, Dish in second, AT&T in third, and Verizon in fourth. Reliability-wise, looks like T-Mobile is scoring the highest on reliability. Well, I take that back. It looks like Dish is somehow scoring the highest on reliability, and then T-Mobile, and then AT&T and Verizon. So looking at these numbers, I would say high probability T-Mobile covers your area pretty well, and it's giving you measurably faster download speeds. So I would probably consider going with T-Mobile initially, at least to try them out. In terms of getting the phone, all right, this is where we have to factor in the phone thing as well. I guess you have a couple different options, Douglas. I think option number one, if you like to finance the phone, right? Maybe you don't want to pay a lot of money up front for the device. You just want to get the iPhone 16 Pro and pay monthly for it. One option that I do kind of like is Boost Mobile's Infinite Access for iPhone plan. So what is this plan? This plan is from Boost. This is what uses the Dish network for coverage and then roams on AT&T. You can go down and they have this Infinite Access for iPhone plan. And if you do full details, no, shop iPhone, that's what we want. You can see it is $1,000 off all iPhone 16 models with no trade-in required. And so that's a new phone on us today, $0 down. You just have to pay taxes and fees. Maybe it's like $100-ish in Florida. You can upgrade to the latest iPhone every year if you so choose. And then the plan is $65 a month. Boost doesn't really do a great job giving you the plan details. So let me just pull those up right now. And this is going to be Infinite Access for iPhone. So the plan itself, if you activate it on the native Dish network, which I think you will, it'll be $65 a month plus tax. What is that coming out to? In my area, about $67.17. You're going to get that $1,000 off. It's going to be unlimited high speed on the native Dish network, and then it's going to be 30 gigs of roaming on AT&T typically. It is deprioritized, not really a big deal. Hotspot's an add-on. If you need it, don't get this plan. But otherwise, basically you're paying $67.17 a month for both your phone and the service. Downsides, the iPhone will be locked to the Boost Mobile network for 3 years, and that's pretty much the downside. The other approach, which you might prefer or you might be interested in, you could do a carrier that offers device financing. The one that's coming to my mind is going to be Visible, so I'll show them as an example. Visible uses Verizon, and if you go to their phones, and let's just find the 16 Pro for you here. A lot of Pixel stuff. Here we go, iPhone 16 Pro. What you can do with Visible is you can finance the phone with Affirm, and then you're paying $27.75 a month, and then you can go with one of Visible's plans. And Visible offers more affordable plans with more features. So instead of spending $67, it'd be like $25 plus $27. It'd be $52 for both the phone and the service on the Visible base plan. Or you could upgrade to the Visible Plus plan, and that would be like $62, roughly the same price. And Visible Plus is going to give you more features. The third option you might consider, if you're like, I have the money, I can just buy this outright. If you're okay with buying gently used phones on Swappa, you can typically find a really good deal here. And I like just showing this as an option because, I don't know, I'm a big fan. Like, someone is selling their phone, and you can help them get some money for it, and then you also get a really good value. So let's just do good. Instead of spending $1,000, you can get a good condition black iPhone 16 Pro with 100% battery health from this seller gadget pickup for under $800. So $200, over $200 in savings, and this looks pretty good. And then you can pick whatever cell phone plan you want to. And this really gives you that flexibility to go with, all right, here's a very good priced phone, and then you compare that with either one of the Visible plans we talked about, or, US Mobile Unlimited Starter on the Lightspeed network, right? They just upgraded this to 70 gigs of high speed, deprioritized. I don't think that really matters. Phenomenal value plan, $25 flat. You pair this with a gently used phone, and that's probably one of the best overall values you can get. So, Douglas, I feel like I gave you a lot of options, but I guess to quickly summarize, you want the phone and service, you may consider Boost Infinite. This will let you effectively get the phone for $0 down plus tax, and then you pay $67 a month for both the phone and service. If you want to finance the phone and get a pretty good plan, you might consider Visible. You can finance that phone with Affirm and grab. I think the Visible Plus plan is worth it. That's that sweet spot for them. But either Visible Base or Visible Plus, you can always switch at any time. And if you wanted that third option, most affordable, I would suggest you consider a gently used iPhone. Maybe it's on Swappa, maybe Facebook Marketplace, or you could just buy it from Apple and then go with whatever plan you choose. In that case, I would probably pick US Mobile Unlimited Starter just because of the features and flexibility they have. Or of course, if you're like, hey, I just want like the best unlimited plan on the AT&T network, then you would just go with that Dark Star plan right here. So I hope that's helpful. All right, Deasley OG coming in with a super chat. Thank you so much for your generosity and support. Really appreciate you. Deasley OG asks, how many phones do you carry day to day? I have an iPhone 16 Pro Max, but the Z Flip 7 is tempting me. I'm considering going dual phone. Any tips? Well, Deasley OG, the truth is I work from home, and like this is just what's on my desk right now. We got the 4 iPhones. I think I've shown off the color-coded iPhones before. This is AT&T. This is Verizon. The pink T-Mobile one is in its little charging area over there. I can probably show that. I think if I pivot, you see, right? Boom. Phone charging station. It's kind of dark, poorly lit over there, but a lot of phones. What do I carry with me? Typically, I'll be honest with you, I'm typically rocking just my personal phone, iPhone 16 Pro on US Mobile. I'm on their Warp network, so Verizon. That's typically what I rock with me. If I'm doing dual phone, it'll probably be like either 2 iPhones or 1 iPhone, 1 Android. And then if I'm really going crazy and I'm out here mapping cell coverage, I will get the full herd of phones, as I say, 1 on Verizon, 1 on AT&T, 1 on T-Mobile, either all iPhones or all Androids. And I'll go out and I'll drive around and I'll map cell coverage. And yeah, any tips? I would say no. I don't have any tips because I just use 1 phone. And the other phones, like I have some apps on here, but they're mostly work phones. Or maybe if you have some apps that sync, like I know some people, I think Max Weinbach, if you follow him on Twitter, he's constantly switching devices. I think he just gets like, his friends message him on Snapchat, I want to say, maybe Facebook Messenger. If you get a universal messaging app, that probably makes things a little bit easier. But yeah, I'd say otherwise just like download the apps you use, sign in, try and make it easy. Or if you're just getting a second phone for fun, only put the stuff you want on there and maybe keep your other phone, your personal phone, for notifications and stuff. So I hope that's at least somewhat helpful. Eva Cody 124, thank you so much for your generosity and support. Appreciate you. Do you think there will be deals on the Galaxy S25 between November and December? 100%. I mean, Eva Cody, we have deals going on right now for them. We were just talking about Boost Infinite access for iPhone. They also have Boost Infinite access for Galaxy. And I guess this is 100. They're promoting the Z series. Excuse me. So, oh yeah, here we go. Select your phone. It is eligible for the S25 Plus, and if we click this button, there's the S25. So the answer is yes. And again, this is $0 down or $800. I mean, you can get up to $800 off from Boost. I don't know if any other carriers. I think Mint had a crazy good deal at one point. Let's see if they still have it. Phones. Let's buy a new one. They were just bundling in like unlimited data. So Mint's doing $50 off. I guess their crazy good deal is gone. Yeah, their crazy good deal is gone. Or honestly, I mentioned Swappa for the iPhone. Galaxy, this is going to blow your mind. Galaxy S25. Stop. Unlocked. Let's do good condition. Good. All right. You can get a Galaxy S25 unlocked in icy blue, $533. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, I mean, that looks like it's in good condition to me. It's a pretty good deal. You grab this, you pair it with a low-cost cell phone plan. I mean, that's tough to beat. That is tough to beat. And of course, I think the big carriers are too. Let's just do like Verizon, Galaxy S25. Usually they just have financing deals going on all the time. I mean, look, boom, Galaxy S25, it's on us, limited time deal. Limited time meaning until the new one comes out, basically. Yeah, monthly on Verizon, $0 a month for 36 months. I don't know what plan you're required to be on. Okay, it says on unlimited, ultimate, or unlimited plus. That's it. So there you go. Verizon's got them. Like, I think everyone's got them right now. That's what I'd say. Travis. Wow, so many questions are coming in. Travis, As I say that, I don't have a question for you at this time. I'm just getting nervous because I'm falling behind on the chat XP and I'm very competitive. Got it. Well, Travis, I think you're doing well. This definitely helped boost you. You know, not sure. You were asking about the leaderboard, right? Yeah, you were asking about the leaderboard. I don't know if you'll be able to come back on the CoverageMap leaderboard, but I think you're doing really well on the chat leaderboard. So, well done. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. We have JPA Networking Adventures just switched to US Mobile Lightspeed yesterday. Excellent experience so far. That is great to see. I guess we're kind of midway through the stream, so I'll give another shout out to ISPTek for sponsoring this stream. Again, if you're looking for, basically, they offer awesome cellular internet plans, cutting edge cellular internet service provider on Red, Verizon, Blue, AT&T, Pink, T-Mobile. Pretty competitive prices. I mean, T-Mobile, right? This is kind of insane. $85 a month for unlimited high-speed data. First 1.2 terabytes at QCI 8, and then after that you get 1.2 terabytes at QCI 9. There's no geo-locking, no qualification. You can just get this really awesome solution for digital nomads, people looking for internet. I mean, even if you're in a rural area, you don't get maybe copper or a proper internet service, this could potentially be a really good option. So thank you to ISPTek for sponsoring tonight's stream. All right, let's dive back into questions now. Bokeh Effect, what are your thoughts on the Z Fold Flip and Z Fold and Flip 7? Man, I think so. Between the two, I am more interested in the Fold. I think that's more exciting. I mean, the Flip, it's your brick phone, right? That we all have, the brick phone, and it's just folded, and that's cool, right? It's a throwback like the Motorola Razr days. But I think functionality wise, I would much rather have a tablet in my pocket than just like a bendy brick. That's what I'll call it. The other thing I'll say is, I mean, Bokeh Effect, this might blow your mind. This blew my mind. Z Fold 6. How much do you think it's going for? Holy smokes. Unlocked. I have heard some people say they're not interested in gently used foldables, but man, I tell you, I look at these photos and I'm like, this looks like it's in great condition. I mean, look at that. Oh, I take that back. This one definitely has some sort of spot on it. All right, we don't want that one. Doesn't support my argument. Let's go back. How do we go back to open that in a new tab? We have, how about 881? Yeah, we've got this one. Boom. This one's in good condition. Welcome. Look at that. Carbon fiber back. Oof. That actually does look really nice. Guys, do I buy this? Oh my God, he uploaded a video? That's so nice. Multiple videos? Oof, $881. That's the crazy thing. Instead of $2,000, $881. That's what I would say. So, those are my thoughts. All right, we got some more super chats coming in. Addy, thank you so much for your generosity and support. I'm grandfathered in with Metro, 4 lines at $122 with 10 gigabytes of hotspot, 100 gigabytes Google One, and Prime. Is there anything with Metro I can do better with? All right, I'm thinking 4 lines and Google One. All right, question. Oof. How much is Google One? Stop. Some Google phone just triggered when I said that. I'm so sorry. Let's see. All right, that looks to be, if I'm looking at this correctly, Addy, $2 a month, right? 100 gigabytes of Google One. Oh, and Amazon Prime, though. Amazon Prime is more expensive. $140 a year. We'll say $15 a month to make my life easy. Ooh. I think the quick answer is probably no. Like, what was I initially thinking, right? I was initially thinking, okay, you can go in to, let's do unlimited starter Lightspeed. Not quite the same, but you could do US Mobile unlimited starter. 70 gigs, that's probably really close to unlimited, like probably plenty for what you need. Still the same 10 gigabytes of hotspot. You miss out on the Google One and Amazon, but for 4 lines, it'd be $100 flat. Actually, this might be a little bit cheaper. $100 flat plus the $15 for Amazon Prime would be $115 plus $2 for Google One. and that is $117 a month. So you might be able to save, what is that, $5 a month with US Mobile. But instead of that unlimited, truly unlimited high speed, it will only be 70 gigs here. So I think that's the best alternative right now. I don't even think Metro's new plans can beat that. I mean, if we just go to Metro's new plans, we've got 4 lines. And yeah, I mean, look, if you want the Google One membership, I don't even think I see, Amazon Prime. This is kicking you up to $140 a month. Eddie, I'll say it. I think you have the best deal available right now. I don't think it's worth switching. Doxinator14, thank you so much for your generosity and support. Really appreciate you. Hi, I'm Canadian, and we're going on vacation to Florida next week. We should roam, Canadian-US plan, or get a SIM card there. I don't know if it affects priority levels. Personally, I'm on Android if it matters. Ooh, that is a good question. So Doxinator14, first, number one, I would check with your current carrier. If your current Canadian carrier includes free roaming, similar to how AT&T, Cricket, or honestly US Mobile include free roaming in Canada for us, I would just do that. There's no point in paying extra for an eSIM if you're getting the service for free from your existing Canadian carrier. If it turns out you're not getting it for free, that's when I would probably look at just getting a low-cost plan for the duration of the trip. You could check some eSIM websites. I know some sites Airalo is really popular, so I'll just use them as an example. Let's see what they have while we're here. Don't allow push notifications. United States, they're offering a 1 gig 1 day pass for free. 20 gigs for $42, $26. All right, no, these are not worth it. What I would do if I were in your shoes is, again, probably just US Mobile. And I would consider doing Lightspeed. So Doxinator, something to consider here in the United States is Verizon happens to have this more strict device certification requirement. So there is a chance that a Canadian model phone may not be certified or work out of the box on Verizon. And so I think T-Mobile will be your best bet. Now, it is possible that Verizon would work perfectly fine with your phone. You may just want to check that beforehand. So anyway, if I'm in your shoes, I'm probably just going to add a line on T-Mobile. And again, I think for the price, $25 a month for 70 gigs, that is really hard to beat. If we really wanted to just compare plans here, let's just do one line, say unlimited coverage, T-Mobile. What else do we got? We talked about Mint's plan, but you don't need an annual plan is my guess. Metro does have a $25 BYOD option. I think you might have to pay an activation fee for that. Tello Unlimited, Tello's a great carrier. 35 gigs versus 70 gigs now. That is the annual version of US Mobile. But yeah, here it is, 70 gigs. So that's something to consider. Helium Mobile, they do offer a free plan if you needed a little bit of data. But even if you're on a budget, I would say US Mobile. The thing is, US Mobile also has their by the gig plans. And those are super affordable depending on how much data you need, where you just pay for what you need. 2 gigs for $10. I would probably do the 5 gig $15 plan. I think that's a great value. Just activate that on Lightspeed T-Mobile and you're good to go. And then you can always add data anytime for $2 a gig. So if I were in your shoes, that is what I would consider. That is what I would consider. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have a follow-up question on that. And if anyone else in the chat has information as well. Yeah, we'd be for, and the hotel Wi-Fi's aren't awesome in general. That is true. That is true. Hotel Wi-Fi is slow. It is slow. All right, a couple more super chats here. Tommy Shields, thank you so much for your generosity and support. Hi, Stet, I'm curious for one line. What would you say is the point of diminishing return for financing a phone from a carrier versus buying a new phone directly from the manufacturer? Trying to make Travis scared. Oof. For financing a phone from a carrier versus buying a new phone directly from the manufacturer. Tommy, the honest answer for me is for one line, I think you should 100% always buy from the manufacturer. Even if you buy from Apple directly, they'll give you trade-in value for your old phone. Samsung is usually pretty good at giving you awesome trade-in value for your own phone, for your old phone, excuse me. or you'd buy unlocked on Swappa. I mean, there's like, you would save money in pretty much every scenario, I think. If you, yeah, you would. You'd save money in every scenario with a single line if you purchase the phone outright from a manufacturer versus financing it. I mean, even the Boost Mobile deal that I suggest, where did that go? The Boost Infinite, right? We talked about this. Even this, where it's like $1,100 off with no trade-in, it's a good value at $67 a month for the phone and service, but you can get a way better plan with the same phone for less if you just bought the phone outright, or did a trade-in deal with the manufacturer. That's what I would say. I mean, maybe in this scenario, I haven't done the math out for a $1,100 off promotion, but yeah, I've done the math out for a lot of scenarios. Pretty much every time, it's better to buy from the manufacturer for a single line. For multiple lines, I would say if you have 3 or 4 lines, 100%, like you can do a financing deal. Those are a great value. If you've got 3 lines, a little bit more of a gray area. Some people will save money, like with T-Mobile, because they do their 3rd line free promo. That's a pretty good value, but most of the time, just buy unlocked. That's what I would say. Tommy back at it again. Thank you. Tommy's saying, be careful buying foldable phones used. New, they come with a 2-year manufacturer warranty on flexible displays, but used does not. I mean, wouldn't it though? Right? I mean, if you think about it, let's take a look at the Z Fold 6 that we were looking at. Where did that go? Boom. I mean, it's the 6, so it just came out last year, right? When did Z Fold 6 come out? Yeah, 2024. So if it came out in 2024 and it has a 2-year manufacturer warranty, wouldn't it still be covered through 2026? I think it's fine. I mean, from the testing that manufacturers do in terms of durability, I think it'd be worth the risk. And honestly, it's like, it's probably okay. And then if something happens, my assumption is you'd be able to trade it into Samsung and hopefully get, at least somewhat decent credit for it. But wow, I'm just seeing the prices here of the new phone. That is insane. Over $1,000, ladies and gents. That is not cheap, as they say. That is not cheap. Travis trying to intimidate me? No, I'm just trying to give you the information. I think it's better to buy unlocked. Doxinator 14. Okay, thanks. There you go. Skyman, you should get the Metro $25 BYOD. That is a great plan, and no hotspot, and there might be an activation fee. I think if you sign up in store, there is an activation fee. If you sign up online, oh, the camera went out. Hey everybody, this is the full studio. Logitune. Bam. This is the more properly exposed and zoomed in so you can't see the mess camera angle. I think you might pay an activation fee if you sign up in store. So something to keep in mind. Okay, life and death manufacturer warranty is usually only for the original purchaser. It does not apply to used phones. That's fair. That's fair. I'm sure there's a way to get insurance for it. Hudson K. Hey Stetson, what do you think about Verizon petitioning the FCC to change their carrier lock to a longer duration, over 60 days? Hudson K, this is a fantastic question. I will admit, I am not an expert in this area, but I do have some theories. So number one, I think it is lame. Verizon, the reason, why does Verizon have a 60-day unlock policy? Well, it's because they purchased spectrum that required them to have that 60-day unlock policy. That was part of the deal. Verizon knew what it was buying. That was a clear caveat to being able to purchase and use that spectrum. I think they should have to uphold that part of the bargain. How come Verizon would be able to purchase something and then alter the purchase conditions many years later? That doesn't seem right. Does it seem right to you? And then also, I have a hot take. And my hot take is I think all phones you buy, whether it's from a manufacturer, whether it's from a carrier, regardless of how you buy them, I think they should be unlocked. Just out of the box, ready to go. And a lot of people will be like, well, wait a minute, won't that kill the trade-in deals, right? How come, how would Boost be able to offer this $1,000 promo if the device is unlocked? Well, you have to ask yourself, how are these promos being implemented? The way it works is instead of giving you $1,000 off up front, Boost just requires you to finance the phone over 36 months, and then they give you credit for each finance payment month to month. So if you were to do the deal and then switch quickly thinking you just got $1,000 off and then you could sell it or whatever, no, that's not the case. You would actually owe the remaining full balance due on the phone. So Boost would still get the money for the device anyway. It's as if you paid full price up front for it. So I think phones should just come unlocked. That's my hot take. There have been some arguments made, some people thinking that more unlocked devices will, increase sort of nefarious activities that people are using unlocked phones for. There's already so many unlocked phones. I don't think having carriers unlock the new ones is going to make a difference. Plus, I think a lot of the nefarious activities are taking place on like lower quality burner phones as opposed to the more flagship devices that people are used to. So yeah, I think it's silly. I think phones should just come unlocked. It would just make everyone's lives so much better. And I mean, imagine it. Postpaid Verizon customer, you have an unlocked phone. It would actually increase revenue, I think. This is my theory. I think it has the opportunity to increase revenue for all carriers because all of a sudden, instead of having one device that you can only use on Boost or one device that you can only use on Verizon, if it came unlocked, all of a sudden you'd be able to use it on AT&T, grab a second line of service, or maybe you just, boom, you go Verizon for your primary and you're like, yo, I want some AT&T coverage. And you go to, where's that tab? You go to US Mobile and you add a line of their unlimited ultimate or unlimited premium plan or their $25 unlimited starter plan, right? Like I think it opens up so many more opportunities than it closes off. And I still think the carriers can provide those financing deals, even if the phones come unlocked. That's my hot take. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe I'm just too naive and I don't know, but I think we should give it a shot. I think we should try it for a couple years, see what happens. I think it's possible. I think it's possible. Sonic the Anonymous Hedgehog. Why does Apple charge $30 extra for the unlocked model? The truth is, I don't know. I really, there's no good reason in my mind. I will say it is only on the baseline iPhone 16 devices. If you go with the 16 Pro, there's no $30 upcharge for an unlocked device. So very weird. I think I just don't know. I don't know. There's no good reason, in my opinion, that is. Hudson K says, thanks for the thoughts on Verizon. You're most welcome. Plus, they make it impossible to unlock your phone after it's paid off. Voodoo 1013, you could not be speaking more of the truth. I've been actively, it's over there in the phone pile. I've been actively trying to get my Moto G Stylus, what is it, G Play 2023. The phone I have on Project Genesis, I've been trying to get that Motorola phone unlocked for the past like 3 weeks, and they simply can't do it. Like the phone has paid off. I've been an active customer for I think over 2 years now. I've met the eligibility requirements, should be automatic, hasn't happened. And it's just like frustrating, like I have to call in and then call in again. And someone's like, oh, I made a ticket for you. Okay, great. And I call in again. Oh, well, we haven't made progress on the ticket. It's annoying. It's annoying. Chief Crazy Beard. I don't like how Verizon changed from 24 to 36 month financing. I have mixed feelings about this. Pro, actually con. So Chief, to your point, yeah, it's frustrating because it means that in order to be eligible to upgrade, you have to be a customer for 3 years instead of 2 years. And you're right, that is annoying. The pro to this is for people who if they don't do a trade-in deal and they just want to finance the phone, it does make those monthly payments significantly lower. And I would actually be okay if carriers offered the option, this might sound crazy, for 4 or 5 year financing deals. It would just bring those monthly prices even lower, potentially make phones more accessible to people. And the truth is, I mean, with how good phones are these days, you can easily last, I think, 4 or 5 years with the same device. Now, you may want to get the battery replaced at some point, but hardware-wise, I mean, the oldest phone I would use is a 13 Pro. And at that point, When did that come out? Let me quickly Google that here. I guess 3 years ago, 2021. So it's 2025. So we're going to hit the 4-year mark. I would have been perfectly fine on that phone. I mean, that's the truth. So yeah, it is a bummer. Wow, Doxinator. What, you can still finance phones on 36 months is forbidden here now, 24 months max. That is crazy. Doxinator in Canada. So Canada had the opposite approach, it sounds like. They made it 24 months max, whereas here in the US, I mean, everything is trending towards 36 months. That's wild. That is wild. Aaron Stetson, I made a new channel just to say hello. Long-time sub. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Big. I'm using the regular iPhone 13. Still a good phone. Still a good phone. Gets the job done. Jackson saying I had to fight Verizon to unlock my 14 Pro since I bought it from Amazon. Interesting. What's weird, Jackson, is normally on Verizon, they will automatically unlock their phones after 60 days. So curious you had to work with them on that. That's how it used to be. No more than 24 months. 36 months is crazy. That's how it should be. No more than 24 months. 36 months is crazy. Yeah, my take is I think the carrier should just offer options, right? Like, pick what you want to pay, basically. If you want 36 months, do that. If you want 24 months, do that. T-Mobile, I guess, does 12 months. Although I do kind of agree. Like, if I were to do, well, I guess it depends. It depends, and what does it depend on? It depends how often you're able to upgrade. The financing deal that I like the best, now I'm not happy the device is locked, but it is this Boost Infinite plan, right? And the reason is because you can upgrade to the latest device every year. After 12 months, you can trade in your current phone. They'll like zero out all the remaining balance owed on that phone, and you start a new financing deal with the new phone. And I think that's a great system. I would love to get, like, I love buying the new iPhone every year. I'm just like a total Apple sheep, and I give them my money every year. It's like a ritual at this point. And yeah, I'd totally love to just do that. And I think that's totally fine. So I think it depends. Ron B, hit the like button, please. Ron said it. Ron's words, not mine. But I would seriously appreciate that. I've really put a lot of effort into these, so thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Over 300 people here, by the way. I think this might be the most viewed stream of the last like 10 streams I've done. So thank you so much for tuning in. Jason, does Boost do contract buyouts? Jason, Boost does not do contract buyouts. At least that is my understanding. I don't think I've seen them advertise it. Their big thing is they'll just let you do get the promo with no trade-in required. So in your scenario, right, you could potentially buy off or buy out your old phone. You would own it. Make sure you get it unlocked after it's paid off, and then you can just sell this, right? And that's kind of like you can recoup a lot of the value from your old devices by selling them yourself or trading them into the manufacturer or whatever. I guess you wouldn't, if you traded it into the manufacturer, you'd get credit as opposed to actual cash, but you can sell it, get cash, and then that's kind of like the phone buyout in a sense. And then Boost, yeah, no trading required to get their promo. So I think that's their thinking there. Cubing Classroom fan 432. Have you heard of Cox Mobile? I have. Decent option if you're a Cox Internet customer. No one, man, only 6K at 1 for 1 million. That is amazing. For those of you curious, that is my Trump Mobile review video. It's not even a review video. Let me go on YouTube, see if I can pull it up. But it is cruising. Absolutely wild. Wow, I should really stop. Yeah, it's this guy right here. Bam, Trump Mobile, 994,000 views. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. I can't believe almost 1 million people watched me sign up for that service. Hopefully it helps though. I mean, just crazy what happened with the service there in terms of the activation process. I still don't even have active service on Trump Mobile right now. Ridiculous. Douglas, you are fantastic. Douglas, so happy to hear that. Happy to help. You know, feel free to email me anytime if you have any follow-up questions. Always happy to help out any way I can. Big Tank is an iPhone 13 Pro and loves it. I picked up mine the other day. It still feels perfectly smooth. Cameras are probably totally fine. I get sucked into the little things, you know, like the action button, the camera control. I get into it and I love it. So that's what I would say. Jordan says, I have had a carrier financed iPhone and Galaxy in the past. You can trade it into Samsung, Google, or Apple and use credit towards new phones. Doesn't need to be paid off. Boom. Jordan, that is actually huge. You can have, I think it can even be locked too. You can have a locked device. I just need something. I like holding stuff up. You can have a locked device and I believe still use that as a trade-in credit for the manufacturers. And that's a great way to A, get rid of a locked phone, and then B, recoup value if you're switching to a prepaid carrier or doing something such as that. Mystic Q, when is Elon coming out with his phone? I keep seeing fake videos on this. I hope he doesn't. We won't see. Joys of the San Joaquin Valley. Great to see you in the chat today, by the way. We now know, thanks to Stetson, Trump Mobile is a grift. Yeah. I mean, I think my understanding of the setup is, I think it's like the people behind or working with, what was it, Liberty Mobile LLC? I think it's that company. People working with Liberty, they licensed the Trump Mobile branding or the Trump name and then made the Trump Mobile website. And there's a shocking amount of interest in it, is what I would say. We did have, I think, some like super sticker or something float by. So thank you so much for the support, whoever did that. The Doormat Stepper, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Wow, Aaron says, Tommy, I sold my iPhone 12 to Eco ATM kiosk at Walmart. That is crazy. Can't believe you can do that. My favorite places to sell phones, not that anyone is asking, but I'll give you a couple recs. One, Swappa. Love Swappa. The fees have gone up, which I'm sad about for doing a transaction. It's like $20 to $30. That's actually wrong. It's probably like $60 to sell the phone, like 10%. I think when I do the math out, I also usually insure the package, and it's like 13% of the sale price goes to just like fees and stuff. Swappa's really good. eBay, I'm a little bit more hesitant about. I also really like this company, OC Buyback. It's funny, they reached out a while ago and were like, hey, maybe we can work together. And then, I don't think I responded, and I responded like very late and haven't heard back. But I've used them and it works, and they actually give you cash. So let's do what, like an iPhone. What do you want to do? Like an iPhone. I have to sell a 15 Pro, so I could check that. Let's see. I mean, Aaron says 12 Pro for 130. Let's see what they would give you. So Apple, click. Was it not working? Oh, there it is. And then let's scroll down and find that good old 12 Pro. Here it is. Any guesses? It might be less. Quantity 1, so it's going to say, I'm going to say unlocked, higher value. Actually, sometimes not. Storage capacity, 128 gigs. It is in flawless condition, 210. And OC Buyback provides a free shipping label, so you just need to ship it. If it was good, 190. So, I mean, that's extra cash in your pocket depending on the condition. Now, of course, they do have the option to like adjust the condition, so 140 if it's in fair. If there's scratches on it, then they might adjust how they rate it. But this is a really good site. I found their value is really good, 190. So let's do, let's say it's in flawless condition. You had a case, you had a screen protector, which, by the way, the difference between good and flawless, $20. So if you spend $20 on a case and screen protector, it'd probably either break even or be totally worth it. I'd say totally worth it because it prevents from a lot of damage. If you go to Apple's website, and we just go to Apple Trade-In to see what the value of the devices are. And we're looking at iPhone, find your trade-in value. Nope, sorry, that's not what I wanted. We're going to click see all iPhone trade-in values. The 12 Pro, 210. That's actually right in line. So Apple will give you Apple credit up to $210. OC Buyback, $210 straight cash. And I think they pay out, I think before I've used Cash App with them, so I think I just got money in my Cash App account and that was it. And it was like super easy. So that's really it. The only things I would do trade in with the manufacturer, either Apple or Samsung directly or Google directly. I would do OC buyback. I actually traded in like 3 Galaxy S25 pluses to them. Worked great. Or I would do Swappa. That's the other one. Just sell your phone on here. And what I like about Swappa is you're giving someone else a really good value on a device, and I feel good about that. So that's why I like doing it. I usually make mine, pretty affordable, and yeah, it feels good. You're helping someone else out. You're helping Swappa out, I guess. Probably a little bit too much in some sense, but yeah, there you go. This is sickening. What is it? Whoa. Jackson, I got my 14 Pro on Amazon for $520 in Feb 2024. Oh my gosh. Jackson, that is a steal. That is like highway robbery. Like it sounds like you found an Amazon delivery driver and just stole the package that they were going to deliver. I mean, that is so good. That is so good. Cooling Classroom. Hey Stetson, thanks for helping me save money. I switched from simple 5 GB to US Mobile Lightspeed Unlimited Starter. Love this service and app. Keeping Classroom, yeah, you're so welcome. Happy to hear that. Love that. Interesting. Thing about Swappa, you hear of the blacklisted phones being peddled off unsuspecting victims. I'll be honest, I haven't experienced that and really haven't heard of that happening on Swappa 2 actually at all. So, maybe that happened more in the past. Maybe I'm missing it. But I've had very good luck buying and selling things on Swappa. And I mean, if you're going with a reputable seller, right, like Gadget Pickup, Rebels Wireless, North Inc., excuse me, MNE Group, LLC, like there's a lot of sellers on here now. And I think the experience is just awesome. I mean, they have this down to a science, and it works. It works well. I see it on the Swappa subreddit. That's fair. That's fair. Maybe it's possible. Maybe it happens. Yeah, I guess I can't really comment too much on it because that hasn't happened to me. Tommy Shields, Stetson, did you hear the story last year where Apple was shredding used iPhones in order to inflate the price of used phones? I did not hear that. Would it surprise me? I would like to think Apple wouldn't do that, but also it could make sense because I imagine they recycle the components in the device. I think they did like a whole video on their trade-in robot. Let me see if they have that. Just on their site right now. No, it seems like they're not really promoting it as much. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, here, this is what they're advertising, right? Like they're saying they're going to be good for the planet. They're using recycled content in their products. And I'm sure they probably like disassembled them to reuse components. That'd be my guess. But, ooh, Tommy found the article. All right. See if you can post in the chat. Send it. These are crazy, crazy good deals that you guys have been able to get. Matthew, is there any special promo codes going on with US Mobile? Did Overdrive expire? Oh, Matthew, I am happy you asked because there are, and the promo codes will expire soon-ish. Okay, here we go. And you should take advantage of them if you're interested. Current promos right now, I would say number one easiest one to get is unlimited premium for 30 instead of 44. You can get it for $35 a month with code FULLSPEED. And this is still active. Darkstar only though. Darkstar only. I think all the promos are Darkstar only, but $35 a month with code FULLSPEED. Awesome, awesome value for unlimited premium. US Mobile still has their buy one, get one free promo going on right now. You buy unlimited annual premium, you get unlimited starter for free. And starter got upgraded, right? So you're now getting either, well, I guess it might have to be on Darkstar, but it's uncapped. So it's truly unlimited. It's just a phenomenal plan. And then if you buy unlimited starter, you get annual flex for free. I'm less of a fan of this deal. I think the first deal is way better. Both lines must be port-ins on Darkstar. So yeah, they both have to be on Darkstar. But yeah, I mean, US Mobile has just been crushing it. Absolutely crushing it in terms of value. Tommy says, I don't know if it'll let me post the link publicly, but it's on 9 to 5 Mac. I can try and find it. Quick Google search. I mean, I don't think I'm seeing it. What I'm seeing is so here's what happens to your old iPhone after trade-in, and then it's really pulling this source from Joanna Stern from the Wall Street Journal, who I guess walks through it and kind of goes through the process. Yeah. Oh, interesting. All right, let's see if I can find this one. I wish I could copy and paste on this platform. That'd be so easy. 100,000 iPhones stolen instead of scrapped. Oh, interesting. Oh, I see 9 to 5 Mac. Here, I'll show you what Google's throwing in. We've got Bloomberg saying 5 years ago, Apple sued an electronic waste partner based in Toronto, alleging it misappropriated nearly 100,000 iPhones and other Apple devices due to be scrapped. Interesting. So this is saying misappropriated. Unclear to me if something happened, and then oh wow. So this is saying almost 100,000 iPhones, which Apple paid a contractor to scrap, were instead stolen and shipped off to China, according to an in-depth report. But Apple dropped the lawsuit because they wanted the iPhones to be scrapped instead of refurbished. And again, it says here, shredding perfectly usable devices. Damn, that's crazy. That is crazy. I'd be curious to know more about the details of this. The incident implied Apple was forcing a recycler partner to shred tens of thousands of iPhones that were apparently in prime condition for refurbishment. So it doesn't sound like what I was initially thinking is, all right, maybe there's something unrepairable about these devices. They've been broken beyond repair. No, it sounds like these are in prime condition to be refurbished. And then the timing was awkward. The same year, Apple had publicly committed to reaching 100% carbon neutrality across its product lifecycle by 2030, and specified an environmental report that will reuse as our first choice. So obviously, the shredding was contradictory to that. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Hopefully, they have fixed that. But yeah, dang, that's crazy. It is always best. I mean, sometimes it's Swappa, right? If you sell it yourself to OC buyback or to Swappa or whatever, then you know your device is going in good hands typically, or Facebook Marketplace. Although I will say it is unbelievably convenient to trade it in with a manufacturer sometimes. It's hard to beat that. Although OC buyback is probably pretty close. All right, what else we got cooking in the chat? Apple's building their own chips, modems now, according to SMT. The new Apple modems are too slow and a total disappointment. I mean, I have the iPhone 16e. I guess, candidly, I haven't really been using it. But when I tested it, it seemed to be a fine performer. So, not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. Thomas Chico, is the T-Mobile One plan still relevant for 2025? I think it's fine. I mean, it's truly unlimited on T-Mobile. If you do the math out for one of the new plans, it may make sense to switch, especially if T-Mobile has increased taxes and fees on your specific plan over the years. What else we got? Let me see here. Just checking. If you guys are interested, by the way, please feel free to use my shameless plug, my US Mobile affiliate link, if you are interested in signing up and checking them out. Okay. Llama H2O. This could be really interesting. Would you get an iPhone, iPad Fold, the foldable iPad or iPhone? I would definitely be very curious to check it out. Usually if Apple does a product, they do it really well. And so I'd be excited to see what they do, how it comes together, what the build quality is like, what they do with the operating system. I mean, the compelling part about that, right, is if you think of an iPad, on iPad OS, Apple lets you plug it into a display and use it on a computer or use it as a computer. The iPhone, you can't do that, right? Samsung does it with Samsung DeX. I have no Samsung phones around me, but Samsung DeX, that is awesome. I think there is a real opportunity to suddenly have a device that can be your phone, your tablet, and a desktop computer, in a sense, all in one. So yeah, I would love to check it out. We'll see what happens. It's probably going to be like, again, $2,000 or $2,500 knowing Apple. I mean, they're just outrageous. So there we go. Tommy says, if I didn't already have a US Mobile account, I'd sign up with with my link. Thank you so much. You know, it's okay. Travis says, use Stetson's referral link or else, all caps. Hey, if you're going to sign up, I appreciate it. If not, no worries. Angel Stuff says, sorry, I'm very late. Angel, it's okay. I think there's a great replay in this stream, and we had some life-changing Apple Keynote animations, is what I will say. Athis, it's not the referral code, it's just a link. It's just the affiliate link is what it is. So sadly, no code, though you can use, the affiliate link will work with all of US Mobile's current promos, so you can use it. You can do the buy one annual plan, get one free. There's no code for this. You just kind of get it. And then if you wanted to do unlimited premium for the $35 a month, you can use code FULLSPEED, Dark Star only. Gosh, I clicked it again. Oh, well, I mean, you get an even better look at this. Buy one plan, get two free. Hard to miss that. You just click it and buy one, get one. Boom. Easy as that. Easy as that. So we should get out of here before I end up with like 2 more active lines that I didn't need. All right, we have a couple more super chats. Chief Crazybeard, thank you so much for generosity and support. Best flip phone to switch to. Want to get away from smartphones for a little. Thinking of getting a Dura XV Extreme by Cairo Sarah. I'm going to be honest with you, Chief Crazybeard. I think I'm a little bit less knowledgeable when it comes to the hardware space. But we can find out. All right, so you're actually thinking like a flip phone. I mean, looks fine. What phone would I get? Should we ask a assistant? Like Grok? What is the best modern flip phone? Not like a Z Flip, but like a normal flip phone with just talk and text capabilities. This is an effort to answer your question. We'll find out, Chief Crazybeard. We will find out what it says. Okay, wow. This is actually throwing in some suggestions here. Kind of surprised. Saying number 1, Nokia 2720 V Flip. I mean, the memes with Nokia are iconic. Let's go to images. This actually doesn't look that bad. Big numbers, slim. It's got a camera on it. Not that you'd really want to use it. I mean, that's probably the point. I would get something that's probably like the most comfortable for T9 dialing. This actually looks pretty good. Alcatel Go Flip 4. Gonna be honest, I don't feel like I have a positive brand association with the Alcatel brand name, so I might be a little bit more hesitant on this one. Images do look like very similar. No, I'm not sure I like that design though. Just with the way like the phone hinge puts it back there, I guess it's fine. Looks basic. I mean, maybe it would get the job done. I kind of like the Nokia though. I think I'm biased. The brands TCL Flip Pro voice and text. Man, I didn't realize we were still making these. That's crazy. Looks like this one was made for Verizon. It's got a nice wallpaper. I'll give them that. Wow, and the buttons do look really nice. Very bold, crisp, easy to Read. Have we not innovated on this space? Like, I feel like these phones should last weeks on a battery. They haven't already. And I feel like they should be 5G. Not that you really need 5G on this phone, but I feel like it should just have it. Maybe that's a horrible take. Sunbeam F1 Dandelion. I like this because it has the words F1 and Dandelion in it. Have you guys seen the F1 movie? Phenomenal movie, by the way. F1 Dandelion discontinued from Sunbeam Wireless. Well, I'm going to say this one is not the move then. But there you go. Chief Crazybeard, I hope that is at least somewhat helpful. I would look at other reviewers, candidly. I don't think I'm the expert on that, but there you go. Those are a few. Tommy Shields, thank you so much for your generosity and support. Over the last several years, Apple has seemed to be stagnating, and every day I'm seeing more and more people saying they're switching to Android because they're bored. Would you ever make the switch? Tommy, fun fact, I did make the switch. There was a time, way back, the yonder years. It was 2016, it was 2017, actually, it turns out. I had the iPhone 6S. Great phone, loved the hardware, but I felt iOS was so buggy at the time. Drove me crazy to the point where I sold my Apple Watch, I sold my iPhone 6S, and I switched. I switched to Android. That's right. I did it. I can't even believe I'm saying that with literally 4 iPhones on my desk right now, but I did. I switched to Android. What did I switch to? I'll pull it up. I'm curious if you guys will guess. What Android phone do you think I switched to in 2017? Let me see if I can pull it up here. Any guesses? Let's go in. Someone's saying HTC. I respect. Pixel 3, Tommy Shields. That's a really good guess. No One Man, Pixel 2. Wow, remembered the iPhone 6, LOL. Xperia. People are close. People are very close, but no one's gotten it. HTC or Motorola? The answer was, everybody, Galaxy S8. Yeah, you have to go back. See, this is tricky because you got to go back. I will say people have gotten the brand, all right? It was, Tommy, you got it. It was, in fact, the OG Google Pixel. I scooped one of these up. It was the gray or slate one, whatever they called it. I probably bought it used on Swappa, knowing me. And yeah, I switched to Google. Oh, man, I loved that phone. It was such a good phone. Something so simple, the ringtone. It just had some fun charm to it. It was great. I wanted that, like, the best Google experience. And so I actually used the Google Pixel as my phone. I switched to it, and it was great. It was definitely inconvenient. I remember during that summer, this girl gave me her number, and I had to SMS her instead of iMessage her. And then I had an old iPhone SE, and so we I messaged on that, and that was kind of a mess. And then I will say, getting the Pixel, great phone, great experience. But I did get kicked from a few group chats because it was no longer iMessage. So that was a bummer. So I would say. Austin, with US Mobile offering multi-carrier, do you think other MVNOs will start offering something similar? No. That is my answer. I don't think so. So first, you have to think, what MVNOs could even offer this or even come close to offering this? And in my mind, man, that's such a hard field to search for on my website. I think there's only one carrier. I'm just looking at the site right now, and I think there's only one carrier I can think of that can even come close, and it is. Some people may have gotten this. Yeah, Sonic the Anonymous Hedgehog. It's Red Pocket. I like how they're saying your new ultimate cell carrier. It sounds like they're trying to sort of mimic US Mobile in some sense. 3 5G networks. But it's so misleading, I think, because when you activate, first of all, when I have tried to activate recently, by default, I'm getting thrown on AT&T, no questions asked. And they do allow you to switch, but the way Red Pocket allows you to switch networks is, if you switch mid-billing cycle, your service immediately terminates for the plan you paid for, and you have to pay full price up front for a new plan on a new month of service. So if you were on this Plus plan for $20 a month and you wanted to switch mid-month, you would lose the full $20 you paid for the month, and then you'd have to pay $20 again mid-month to switch, and it would reset your billing cycle. So, and honestly, like, have we seen Red Pocket really innovate? I don't think we've seen them change a whole lot in the last 10 years. To their credit, I do think their website is way better. I think it's a little bit cleaner, a little bit rounder. Looks nice, I guess is what I'll say. Their plans have increased in data amount, but feature-wise, yeah, I don't think we're seeing other carriers innovate quite like US Mobile. So I'm sorry to say, I don't think we'll see it. Mark, I have not heard from Red Pocket in a while. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad value. It's just that I think US Mobile is a better value. And I'm all about helping people get the best value possible on their phone plans. So that is what I will say. Jordan says Pixel is great for people switching from iPhone. Yeah, it's so true. The new Pixel 9 and 9 Pros, by the way, phenomenal. Just the build quality is incredible. The cameras are great. Everything feels smooth. Those are nice phones. I actually have thought about switching recently, but I just can't. Guys, like, my life is so embedded in Apple that it's tough. It's embarrassing. Like, all the group chats are in Apple. The friend group vacations, we have shared iCloud photo library. Like, what would I do? Right? Like, use Google Photos? I'd be like that one guy, like, hey, sorry guys, I'm just gonna send the shared Google Photos album link. You know, FaceTiming my parents on the weekends. Not that that's been working really well. We have internet problems. I think they have internet problems, so I'm blaming them. But yeah, like, no, it's impossible. If I were to switch, I would keep like my personal phone number probably on iPhone, and then just switch all the apps I need to Android and just try and get it done. But then I use Mac, and I'm like airdropping stuff to my Mac all the time, and I don't think I could do it. Yeah, that's the truth. I'm too deep. Although I will say, I've been testing out iOS 26. Personal gripe. I dislike the glass. All right, liquid glass. I'm sorry to say, I strongly dislike it. And if there is not an option to disable it or turn it off, I may seriously consider switching to Android for my personal phone or like a device to use just to get away from that. And it would be really nice to have a voice assistant that actually works and does stuff. So that's what I'll say. Tommy Shields, now that RCS is here, what is stopping you from giving Android another shot as your everyday phone? I mean, kind of the things I mentioned, the FaceTime, the shared photo albums. I think I could do it, right? I would just make people cope. I think that's all you do, right? And my friend Mark, he uses Android, and it's a great phone. The hardware is definitely there. There's just a lot of quality of life things that it's hard to give up. I'm in the walled garden, all right? I'm in the garden. The flowers are pretty. The blossoms are blooming. It smells good. And I'm sure there are other gardens out there that are incredible, but man, am I like chest deep in this garden. So RCS would definitely make things easier is what I'd say. I probably wouldn't get kicked from group chats like I did in the past. Gregory R. Stetson, you're not switching away from Apple. Gregory, that's correct. I'm staying. No one, man. The walls of the walled garden are made of liquid glass. You can see the other side. Man, it's true. It is true. I mean, yeah, it'd be easy. I just keep my primary line on the iPhone and then just like grab an Android phone and use that for 99% of what I do. But like Apple Pay, everything, guys. Maybe it's bad. Maybe I should switch just to see. Chief Crazy Beard, welcome. Verizon says I have to pay off my Apple Watch to cancel number share, but the fine print says I can cancel anytime. Feels like a total scam move to me. That does seem like a scam move. I'm sorry about that. Voodoo1013 is posting a sheep emoji, which I think is very suitable for this situation because I'm 100% an Apple sheep. I'm in the flock. I'm in the herd. I'm not even thinking. I am just giving Apple money. You know, it's just the cheap thing. DC Google Pay works just fine. Yeah, but I'd have to like set it up. That's not really like, it'd be easy. Brandon June says it's not that bad. Give it a try. My question for you guys, if I were to switch to Android, what Android phone do you suggest I switch to today? Tommy Shield says, if you make a video about switching to Android and list your complaints, I'll pass it to my contacts at Google. Tommy, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Ramsey Jabber. Stetson, how about T-Mobile prepaid plans now? Sure. T-Mobile prepaid. Look, I don't like Ramsey. Do we even need to go through this? It's US Mobile is going to be the best. Here, we'll go through it because I love you guys and I think it's important to understand the options. So T-Mobile prepaid, what do they have cooking? Starter. This is $40. Wow, their formatting is so bad. All right, I'm bailing on this. I'm pretty sure, I'm 60% sure I updated my website. Let's find out. But I have not updated my website. All right, we're going to use the T-Mobile website. And I'm adding something to my to-do list. Starter monthly, $40, 15 gigs. Not worth it, in my opinion, because why? Well, you can get 70 gigs from US Mobile for $25. Okay. Unlimited monthly, $45 a month. Well, 50 gigs of premium data. This is actually a valid point. T-Mobile prepaid does come with priority data on the T-Mobile network. Do I think that matters? No, not at all, but something to consider. Unfortunately, the rest of this plan is pretty poor because unlimited mobile hotspot with 3G speeds. Guys, 3G, this is basically unusable. I have tried this. I have tested this. I've wanted to throw my laptop against the wall and literally do anything else but use 3G hotspot speeds. So basically unusable. They try and suck you in with some other perks. I think US Mobile, unlimited premium, so much more worth it. Truly unlimited high speed, and instead of unusable hotspot, 50 gigs of hotspot. I mean, that is unbeatable. That is unbeatable. $60 a month for their unlimited plus plan. T-Mobile prepaid actually decreased hotspot data. This used to be 10 gigs. It is now 5 gigs. It is now 5 gigs. Plus, we didn't even mention the lack of international features on these plans, whereas US Mobile's plan is literally like the best one for international roaming. And T-Mobile's like, yeah, you get international texting on this one for an extra $15. Like, what is happening? Yeah, so sorry, Ramsey, I think I got pretty heated there, but the answer is no, I don't think these T-Mobile prepaid plans are worth it. The only ones I would consider are the T-Mobile Connect plans. And I don't even know where to find those plans. So let's Google them. T-Mobile Connect. Affordable plans starting at $15 a month. The only plans that I would consider from T-Mobile are these. $15 for 5 gigs. This is actually good value. I'm pretty sure this is priority data. I think that is a very reasonable value. $25. Look, guys, oh my gosh, this is just laughable. T-Mobile prepaid, $25 for 8 gigabytes. You can get 70 gigabytes from US Mobile right now. 70 gigabytes. US Mobile, unlimited, starter, light speed. 70 gigabytes for the same $25, taxes and fees included. I mean, it is just laughable out there. So I probably wouldn't recommend this plan. And the $35 for 12 gig plan, yeah, well, I think you know where I stand. So Ramsey, I hope that answers your question. US Mobile is the answer. D-Pat. All right, Metro by T-Mobile actually depends on what plan you have. They're usually a very good value, giving you truly unlimited data. Could you save money with a different plan? Maybe. You'd want to check your data usage. You'd want to see what you need and what you're paying, and then kind of compare the options. That's the best bet. Tommy Shields, I'm out of money now. Tommy, you are way too generous, man. I really appreciate you. If you were to going to try another Android phone, definitely go with another Pixel. Yeah, as someone else said earlier, Pixel is the right phone for people switching from iPhone. I agree with that. Pixel is awesome. I mean, I do have the Samsung phones, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like One UI 7. It's not bad. It's actually quite nice. And Samsung has the service mode, which is always cool. We'll see. Maybe I'll give it another try. Maybe I'll annoy my friends for a month, or I'll just like get a second. I don't know what I'll do. I'll figure something else out so it doesn't mess with things too much. But the problem is, right? The phone I pick up and use is the phone that I get messages on. That's the truth of it. So I think if I were to do it, I should just do it properly, switch for a month, see what happens. My productivity might go up as I don't have any of the apps. Oh, but I was going to say I use Things as a to-do app, and Things is just such a nice app. It's such a nice app. Tommy Shields, One UI 7 was designed for iPhone switchers. Yeah, Pixel also has a maintenance mode. It's so true. I feel like, why are Android manufacturers doing this? I think it just makes phones more intuitive in some sense. Maybe intuitive is the wrong word, but more familiar. Like if you know how something works on one operating system, now you kind of know how it works on the other. Makes switching both directions easier. Makes it easier to, I guess, make tutorial videos, help people out. So it makes sense. Ramsey Jabber, do you have US Mobile for your personal, Stetson? Ramsey, it turns out I do. I'm a paying US Mobile customer. I have the account that I keep showing. That's the test account, but my personal number is also on US Mobile. I'm on their unlimited starter plan on Darkstar. And I forgot to mention this, but if you're an existing customer, your current plan will get the upgraded data starting August 1st. It'll be when your plan renews on August 1st or after. So yeah, once that happens, I'll have way too much. I don't even know what I'll do with it. Not even use it. Marco, does T-Mobile still include taxes on their postpaid plans? No, they do not. NKBHD has this theory about carcinization, I think is, that I think is appropriate. Everything eventually evolves into the same form factor. Yeah, I think people realize that some designs are better or maybe easier or just make sense, and it just kind of converges. And if I think about it, if you were to start something new, a new operating system with totally different design ideas, it would be harder for people to switch to that, and that hurts you. So yeah. Phil Wallach, Stetson, great content, and I've been watching for years. Phil, great to have you. Thanks for watching. Would you consider doing a video on the best phone plan for privacy-minded folks that would like to get their Fourth Amendment back? Phil, that is a great question. I will definitely consider it, add it to my list in things of things to do. And yeah, I would say if you don't want to deal with the phone plan, you could also consider maybe Signal or perhaps Telegram for, I guess, more encrypted messaging, from my understanding. Steve Jin Main, 207, same cell number for 28 years. I respect that. Never lost it in a port. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Mystic Q, get a Huawei for privacy. Well, yeah, no, don't do that. That's really funny. Mac Gear 99. Is T-Mobile still a good value? I feel like the last few years they've been slipping from what made them stand out in the industry. Mac Gear 99. I do think T-Mobile is a good value. They're a good value for families. And the reason they're a good value is they give you incredible device financing deals. If you have 3 or more lines, you'll get that third line free, which brings down your cost per line. And it's a reasonable value overall for both the plan and the phone for 3 or 4 lines. It's not crazy, especially if you utilize a lot of the features. That said, I do think for 1 or 2 lines, you're going to be better off with US Mobile. Wow, Tommy, I love my phone number because after my area code, it's completely symmetrical. That is pretty cool. Mine is not. I do have one. My favorite number is the 720-818-1800 number. Just 8s and 1s. I like that one. Alante Brown, are you able to get a free pool line from US Mobile, just the 1 line? You are not able to get a free pool line, but you can get a pool line. So that's just, you go to US Mobile's site. Okay, what throws me off is US Mobile, they have different favicons depending on if you're on the main site or if you're logged in. I can't find the tab. I'm just going to make a new tab. US Mobile. So yeah, you can go and you can add it to the stream so people can actually see what you're talking about. You go plans. You can go to their pooled plans, and yeah, these by the gig, these work for 1 line. They work for a bunch of lines. Here you have 1 line selected, and you can see the pricing, and you can add a line for $8 a line. Really awesome. Really awesome. Gregory R., what is a pool line? Well, Gregory, fantastic time to ask that. A pool line basically gives you, it's these by the gig plans, and it gives you a shared pool of data. And so what you're buying here is for the 2 gig plan, for example, it's $10, and this includes 1 line and 2 gigs of shared data. You can add as many lines as you want for $8 a line. So it'll be 2 gigs of shared data, add a line, and it'll go up to $18. And again, it's 2 gigs shared between 2 lines, $18 total. Yet another line, it's going to jump up to $26. Again, $8 per line to add, and then the shared data. And that's kind of how it works. And you can either start with that 2 gig pool, the 5 gig pool, you could do the 20 gig pool. And this is crazy affordable for families. So let's say you have 4 lines. You can do 20 gigabytes of shared data. So that'll come out to about 5 gigs per line. And it's going to be $59 a month, taxes and fees included. An incredible, incredible value. So it's really good for families. You just need to know about how much data you need. So I hope that's helpful. All right, guys, we are past the 2-hour mark. So I'll do maybe 3 more questions and then I'm going to call it and hit the hay here. Actually, I'm going to rewatch this and add timestamps for you, but then I will hit the hay. Let's see if we have anything else. Coming through. DC, I do have Helium's free plan. It's on this phone, actually. Yeah. My iOS 26 phone, you can see it says Helium up there. It's working great. Really, really like it. T-Mobile coverage works awesome. Voodoo 1013, much respect. Stetson, thank you for everything. Thank you, Voodoo 1013. I appreciate you. Thanks, good show. Peace, Stetson. Joys of the San Joaquin Valley. Take care. Awesome show. David, do you think US Mobile will eventually add unlimited roaming in Canada and Mexico on Darkstar just as Cricket has? I don't think so. I think they're going to keep it at 20 gigs. Ramsey Jabber, AT&T prepaid has 2 for $60 a month plan, Stetson, if you know that as well. I did not know that, so that's pretty good. All right, we'll end this on Vic. Vic, never have I been happier and more excited with a carrier before these current US Mobile plans on AT&T and getting this beautiful Pixel 9 for $250. Previous lifetime Apple user. Dang, Vic. Maybe that is a challenge to go ahead and switch. All right, we're going to call it there. Thank you all for an awesome live stream, for tuning in, for all the questions and the comments. And I hope you have a fabulous week ahead. That was US Mobile, new plans today. I'll have the timestamps out soonish here, and you can rewatch that segment if you're curious to learn what's new and what's changed. But yeah, that's it. Thank you all for tuning in. Have an awesome rest of your Monday and an awesome week ahead. And I will see you next Monday. All right.